everybody. This is Ashley from TikTok's 130 Books in 130 Days, and you're listening to the If It Was a Book podcast, the show that takes real-life stories and rewrites them into what would happen if it was a book. For people who love reading, writing, pop culture, and general ADHD chaos. Today I am joined by Sarah of Sarahsbookstacks. She is a bookstagrammer, book talker, and avid journaler. Sarah, do you have any other qualifications you'd like to add for why you're the perfect person to take a real-life story that happened to you and rewrite it into a quote-unquote book?
I am just always making up scenarios in my head and thinking
Good.
about what could happen. And like, if my life was a sitcom, I would look at the camera right here because this is really embarrassing. Like, I have those moments a lot. And
Right.
I'm always like, I love to act like I'm the star of some production. And so this is just like a fun thing to think about. So I'm excited to get into it.
No, I fully agree. Oh my God, maybe we can write that into the book and we can have our main character do Fleabag moments and look directly into the camera. So my qualifications are that I am a librarian, a book talker, and I once spent a year reading a book almost every day. Sarah, what got you into book influencing?
It's actually kind of part of my story that we're going to rewrite.
Oh my
which
God.
is very interesting. I got into posting book content because reading was like my main form of entertainment. It was like lurking on Book Talk for a couple of years. And then I finally started posting because I just figured, why not? It was kind of a stress relief thing because I was really going through it at work and in my personal life. And it just kind of like blossomed from there very organically. It's just been really fun to find a community of people online. Books are doors, and they've led me to some really cool places.
And then do you have a story that you'd like to share with us that we should rewrite into a book?
I do. This is from my real life, my very real, kind of boring life. The year was 2022.
Okay,
and
I'm in.
This was like 3 years ago, so it's very funny. I was really going through it at work. My job was really taking a toll on my mental health and my physical health, and I was having a really hard time. And I also was going through it personally. I had just kind of been drifting away from people after college, which is very normal. Yes. And my sister, who's my best friend, she was in a very serious relationship. She got engaged, and I was really happy for her, but like, we were no longer two single gals, you know? And I was just like having a hard time, and I was really lonely, and I wanted to make friends. And it's hard to do that as an adult if you're not like friends with your coworkers, or you're not like religious or coupled. It's kind of difficult. And so books was like the first thing that I had thought of. And I had been a part of this online book club since like COVID, because during lockdown, like I saw it on my For You page and I joined, and I just kind of been lurking and seeing everything. So Bad Bitch Book Club is an online book club run, and it's like for everyone but cis men. So that's awesome. Number one, we love that. And they do monthly Zoom meetings, and there are social opportunities. And the girl that started it, I saw one of her viral videos on TikTok during lockdown, and I was like, I'm going to go join this group. And I had been lurking for 2 years, and then we're back in 2022 and everything sucks. And I saw that there was a group where I live that did in-person things. And I was like, what if I went to one of those? Like, what would happen? And so I did, and I made some friends, and it was really fun. And then I kept going to things, and it kept being really fun. And that fall this book club offers a couple of in-person retreats every year, and they were doing one in Fredericksburg, and someone just happened to drop out. And so I signed up to go, and I went with 12 people I'd never met before, and it was really fun. And it was like a great weekend, and I made some friends, and I finally felt like I was meeting people as like my current adult self that didn't know me like years prior. And also, like, we had this shared interest, which was really great. It's a great place to start, you know? And so I did that, and things just like kept getting better, and I kept getting more involved. And during all this is when I started posting book content too, 3 years ago. And so that kind of also just like emboldened me to do that, because I was like surrounded by all these bookish people online and in my real life that do the same thing. and it was just really fun. And then the next summer, I went to book club summer camp at this remote outdoor resort in Maine with 50
Oh.
people. I'd only ever met a couple of them. And so I flew to Boston. I stayed with people I didn't know. The next day, I drove with strangers up 4 hours to this resort, and we like had the best long weekend ever. It was so much fun. And I got to
Oh.
make new friends and also meet people who I'd been like online friends with. And it was really, really fun. And it was very out of character for me because I am a very nervous person. I don't like doing new things, especially like by myself. Like I like to have a safe person when I do new things. And so flying across the
Valid.
country, yeah, like flying across the country to go to summer camp with a bunch of strangers, like very unlike me. But it ended up being like a very rewarding experience. And because I joined this book club and started getting involved, I've met some of my dearest friends now. And so it's really cool. And that also is why I started posting book content.
Hmm.
And it's just been like really rewarding and lovely and like surprising. I didn't really see any of this coming, I guess. So that's my story. And I want to rewrite that because I think this could have gone very wrong if some
Okay,
things
yeah.
were different. Like what happened was very Parent Trap cutesy vibes, but I think it
Hmm.
could have easily been Cabin in the Woods if it had been like bad
Okay.
adulty, you know?
Okay, so we want it to go scary.
Yeah, like
Okay. Okay.
thrillery.
Cool. Cool. Okay. So our main character, do we want them to be kind of like nervous, wanting to make new friends? They go into this like, I'm gonna put myself out there, and then the moral of the story, kids, is don't, cause actually scary, but like not actually. We'll make friends who are gonna get out of the cult together, but like,
Yeah, I think like the obvious like first thing I thought that I would change is like that it would be co-ed because you
mhm,
get men involved and it's just scary
yeah.
automatically. But yeah, I definitely think that our main character would still be nervous, but maybe just like more uninhibited, I guess,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're going to a different state, you don't know anyone. There's not really like there are consequences if you commit a crime, but there aren't really consequences if you're like your true self and no one likes you, which would be heartbreaking as a person, but you never have to see them again. So you can definitely be a little bit more uninhibited than you're like, I might run into this person at the grocery store. They have to like me. Please like me.
Yeah. Well, and also it's funny, like, because I'm such an anxious flyer, my
Hmm.
mom ended up flying to Boston and like she was there. We spent like a couple days after the trip and she flew home with me
That
because
was
like
nice.
I needed a friend after all that like adventuring. So that's something that in real life, another safeguard I had because like I wouldn't have gone if I thought it was dangerous, like
Hmm.
obviously, but
Of course.
I could see how this could be, you know.
Well, and I think that if we're going to do a scary story, I'm thinking about I don't mean to scare you for your future trips, is
Oh,
the
don't scare.
thing.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, okay. So I'm going really scary, I think. In which, so we're starting our main character, much like you, is very nervous to go to this thing, but excited to make new friends. So we're taking this like original situation and we're gonna rewrite it a little bit. Do you want to be the main character or do you want to rename them?
They can still be me, I don't
Okay.
think.
Okay, so Sarah, you are that actually a fun new POV unlocked. We're gonna do it in second person.
Oh,
So
cool.
you are on this trip and you've done a lot of research beforehand, I think, because I feel like you would, especially like you're nervous about going on this thing, you're gonna do a lot of research. Everything is great. I'm gonna say that the camp itself is not the problem. It's going to be the attendees this year that become a problem. So it's a co-ed summer camp. It can be book themed or it can be other themed. What would you like to do?
I feel like it should be not book themed
Okay.
because I feel like, yeah, I don't think so. Because I feel like in general, I feel better around like in a bookstore. I feel like I would be
Hmm.
more safe than like, somewhere else. So,
Okay. So I think maybe it's gonna be like sports themed, not like ex-athletes, but just a like we go into this knowing that we're going to be doing hiking. We know that we're going to be doing like swimming and archery and like random things that are like very campy, but like things that we know, not campy, but like camp summer camp-y.
Yes. Yes.
Like things that we know are going to be a little bit more physical. This is important because later our character will be running away. And it's important that Sarah can run really fast because she's going to have to. So we're planting the seeds now. She is athletic. She can run.
You don't have to be the fastest. You have to be faster than the slowest person. Okay.
Or faster than the person chasing you.
Yeah, that too.
Because I think that the way that I'm setting it up in my mind, and you can change this because it does put you, Sarah, the character, in quite a bit more danger, is that I'm saying that you're on this trip and you meet someone and they're very kind, but you just kind of get like bad vibes and they're going to get really attached to you. And when you are like, no, thank you, that's when a like switch is going to flip for them and they're going to start getting scary. And
good.
Yeah, sorry, Sarah, the character, but we wanted to go scary.
Yeah, and it's funny that this is where my mind went because the thrillers are like my least read genre. Like I read them every now and then, but generally I don't like to be scared. But I think just like where my mind has been lately has been like everything's terrible, bad things are happening, you know. So like that, I was just like where it went. You know, and that's fine. This is fun. It's an exercise, you know, it's okay.
Yeah. So it's a co-ed adult summer camp. Who do you want the scary person to be? Who, like, starting out your friends and then they get a little weird and you're like, never mind. And they're like, no, you must be my friend. Or
oh, I have no idea. I'm like trying to think like who do I really not like? I can use this name.
Yes, go ahead and get out some real life aggression on this character.
It's like, I don't know. Do you want to name them? Because I don't want to, I don't think.
That's okay. I'm actually really bad at names. I will typically just pull a book from next to me and find a name in it. So let's do that.
Oh, that's fine. That way no one can get mad at us if we name someone.
Right.
I'm like looking at my shelf and seeing books. Okay, I see Hazel. They could be named Hazel.
Okay. Tell me a bit more about Hazel. Who are they so that we can set the scene for them?
Hazel is recently divorced.
Okay.
Or so we think. Hazel has gone through a hard time and they are starting over.
Mm-hmm.
Hazel came here to get away before starting their new job. I don't know what it is, but they're going through a big transitional period in life. What else about Hazel?
So for Hazel, do we want them to be non-binary? Do we want to give them a gender? I already have an idea for this recently divorced question mark. I've got spooky things for that in mind.
Hazel can be a lady. That's fine.
Okay, girly pop Hazel. I'm going to say that her ex-wife or ex-partner, whomever. So at first I was going to say that they had hurt this person. And that could still be true, because, of course, Hazel is going to get scary. Another option is that person left Hazel, and then Hazel, when she is trying to deal with the loss of this person that they loved a lot, decided to go to this summer camp, fell for someone else, and then that person also doesn't want them, and so they're just like rage, why does no one like me, kind of incel behavior. She can have killed her previous partner, and then is like, oh no, like we were just divorced. And that's like why it's kind of hard for me to talk about, not because I killed them, but because it's a recent divorce and I'm just like still getting over that.
Yeah, I think that the spouse either needs to be like non-existent or they're dead. Like it's like a product of like delusion, or they've been murdered.
Non-existent is a really interesting choice, especially if we're gonna pull in like why Sarah is at the summer camp. Like if she was there because of a breakup or because of something else and she's like, I just need new friends. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say that Sarah has broken up with their partner and their partner took all of the friends. Like all the friends sided with partner. So Sarah's all alone. And she is like, you know what? F them. I'm going to get new friends and I'm going to put myself out there and it's going to be great. And so because of that hurt from that recent split, whether they're divorced or just broken up or whatever, that Hazel's going to lock onto that and be like, oh, I'm also getting out of a rough relationship. and
Yeah.
like
Like
trying to
she's like
connect.
friend bombing. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And I also like, I kind of like the idea, like, especially in a psychological thriller where the main character is not super reliable with the information
Mm.
they're bringing forth too. Like, I want it to be a little confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, like maybe Sarah had like cheated or something, and so like that's why the friends sided with the ex. But of course, Sarah's feeling very bad for herself. Sorry to have made your character a cheater. You
Oh,
don't
it's
have to do
okay.
that.
It's okay. Yeah, maybe not a cheater, but maybe just like did some bad stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know. I was thinking of like her idea of
Hmm.
what story to bring, and I almost went with like this like really tragic dating app situationship I had where instead
We've
of
all
me
been
just
there.
like exactly instead of me like holding out hope that like this man would have a entire like change of heart and personality, like instead of
Hmm.
that I would just like start like being a vigilante and like robbing all of these terrible people. But then I was like, I don't know about that. But
I think that's fun too.
yeah, like just
Okay.
like going crazy on people.
So I like that Sarah is an unreliable narrator. I think that that's fun. So are we going to say that so are we saying that Hazel wants to date Sarah or wants to be Sarah's friend? And either way, Sarah gets bad vibes and is like, "You know what? Nah." But I just want to know, does Hazel want to be her? Does she want to be her friend? Does she want to love her? What does Hazel want from Sarah?
I think all of these things.
Ooh, okay.
I think all it's interesting. I'm reading Vicious by V.E. Schwab right now. And have you
Hmm.
read it?
I've read two V.E. Schwab books. One is the superpowers one.
That's this one.
Okay,
The
then yes.
Extraordinary Individual People.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So Victor, I'm only 150 pages in. I read it all last night because I couldn't put it down. But in that book, like you can't tell in like the flashbacks if Victor is in love with Eli or wants to be Eli and vice versa.
Yeah.
Like I love that in a book. Like you can't tell what the vibes are, but you're just like
Yeah.
there is something going on. And like in the beginning, if they had just kissed, it would have probably been fine,
Right. Like
but
it
they didn't.
it wasn't. Yeah, I got definitely same vibes for sure. Okay, yes, I like that. So I then think that it should be a dual POV
Okay,
because we need
fun,
to be in Hazel's head while we're not sure what she wants.
great, love that.
Okay, so
We're being so ambitious. I love it.
we've got our idea here. So this is going to be that Sarah is recently out of a relationship, has gone to this summer camp. She meets Hazel. Hazel lies. We know as the audience. Well, maybe not at the beginning, but we'll know by the end that Hazel is lying about being recently divorced to have this kinship about the separation and the loneliness and the like friends picking sides thing. And then eventually, Sarah's going to pick up on either the lies or just like weird vibes and is going to be like, you know what, Hazel? I think that I am busy. And whether she's being overt and like tells Hazel or if she's just like conveniently busy every time Hazel wants to hang out, where she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just told Jack that I'm gonna go get lunch with him," or "Oh, I'm so sorry, me and Sally are about to hop on the canoes and there's only room for two," or whatever. So like just consistently, Hazel's like, "Hey, you want to go do this?" And Sarah's like, "No." For various reasons, no. Or she can outright tell Hazel that like, "Hey, like it was fun, but I think that I want to hang out with some other people now." Just depends on how adult we want to be about it. Either way, Hazel's going to pick up on Sarah is not interested in this relationship anymore. And how dare she not be interested in what I want or like what I thought we had as Hazel. And so I think Hazel is going to get scary. I think Hazel should hurt one of the people that Sarah is like spending other time with, maybe several of them. So like, oh, well, I was going to go to the lunch hall with Jack. Jack suddenly has food poisoning. Oh, I was going to go on the canoe with Sally. And then something happens. Like, not, she goes on the canoe. And then the next day, Sally has like gotten in a water related accident, and we're like, what happened there? And so anyway, Sally's out of the running now, and just like slowly campers are no longer available for Sarah's various, I can't hang out with you, Hazel, because I'm busy with these other things. So
Yeah.
Hazel's still trying to be like, well, if I get rid of these obstacles, you're going to have to hang out with me.
Yes, I love this. And I think that it very much tracks that Sarah wouldn't want to be super direct because, like, she wants to make friends. She wants to be nice. She wants to be wrong. Like, she wants this to be just like her assuming the worst, maybe. Like, you know, yeah. I think that's fun. I think that's fun.
So what do you think is
Danger.
going to be, yeah, what do you think is going to be the like culminating event that causes Sarah to realize that Hazel is causing all of these other people to get hurt? Is she going to catch her in the act? Is she going to like, I don't know. What's going to happen?
This is so hard.
It does help when you've picked a genre that you read a lot so that you can pull from other books.
Yeah. What was I thinking? It's fine.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
It's gonna be fine. Like worst case, you know, Sarah just leaves. I don't know. And then maybe something bad happens on the way home. I don't know.
Well, if you want to do it that way, we can say that Hazel is a frequent flyer of this camp. Sarah will leave, and then the final chapter is Hazel setting her sights on a new person to be her best friend. And maybe saying a new backstory, so then we find out that the first one about being divorced was we as the audience find out that the first one about being divorced is a lie, and that she'll just change it up however she needs to make this connection with different people.
I have an idea. I think it would be fun if Sarah does leave. She does go home, and then and everything's fine because like she found something, I don't know what, of Hazel's that like proved that this person was dangerous. And so she gets out of there, she manages to leave. She's like on her way home, and then it switches to Hazel's POV, and she's like, it's like a couple weeks later and she's like outside of Sarah's house.
Okay.
And
yes.
like we just know that like she's got her. You know? And then like I don't know if like this is hard because I don't read a lot of these, but like it would be interesting along with what you said with like this is what Hazel does, that like the next year she's at the camp like meeting someone for the first time.
Ooh.
Doing it again.
Yeah. Like an epilogue, be like that. Okay.
Yes.
I like that a lot. Okay, so I know how we're going to find out that Hazel was the bad person.
Oh, perfect.
So we're at summer camp, right? Even though it's adult summer camp, we're at summer camp. So you know what we're doing? We're making bracelets. We're making lanyards. We're doing arts and crafts. And so I'm going to say that in Sarah's attempt to make various friends at this camp, she and Sally make matching friendship bracelets. Fun little goofy thing.
Cute, yeah.
And so when Hazel is slowly taking out the competition, I'm going to say that she takes a souvenir if it is related to Sarah. So she has Sally's matching friendship bracelet.
Oh my goodness, that is so dark and twisty, but also like silly at the same time.
Well, we're at summer camp.
Exactly. It reminds me of like Patricia Wants to Cuddle. Like it's so silly, but like bad things are happening, you know? And I love that.
I think that the way that we can do that ending, because I really liked the ending that you set up, is I'm going to say throughout the story, whenever we're in Hazel's point of view, we're going to talk a lot about these different defining features of Sarah. I don't know why Sarah's given me blonde, but I'm getting blonde from her. And so she's now legally distinct from you, a very different person.
Yeah, she can run and she's blonde. She's not me. It's fine.
Well, actually, we can take out the running because she never ran. That we've gotten to the end and she never runs. She runs away, but she doesn't like run.
Yeah, and it's true. I do love to just like leave places. I always have a plan.
A nice Irish goodbye.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say that she's blonde, and we're gonna talk about that a lot throughout Hazel's point of view. Maybe like her seeing Sarah from a distance at these various activities that she's doing with other people, being like, her blonde hair is glistening in the light, whatever. She's like kind of in love with her, you know.
Yeah.
So her blonde hair is glistening and blah blah blah. So then in that last chapter where she is outside of her house, I'm not even gonna say that we're gonna say it's Sarah, but we know it's Sarah because she's gonna use those same descriptors and be like through the blinds I could see her blonde hair doing these things, or like in her signature pigtails or whatever she does. We're seeing this distinct visual that Hazel tells us about earlier in the story. So we know it's Sarah even though we don't say it's Sarah. And that also goes back to the epilogue the next year when she grabs a new person. I'm going to say that she's always doing blondes, or she's always like after a specific kind of person, but that kind of goes back to making that chapter ambiguous, where it's like we don't know it's Sarah, but we know it's Sarah. And then the next person is very similar to Sarah. And so we're like, is that Sarah? Is that a different person that was kind of like Sarah? Because we now know she does this. So how many Sarahs have there been?
This is genius. I love it. That's perfect.
Yeah, I think it's great. Is there anything you want to add to it? Anything you want to change at all? Do you want to have another friend get taken out by Hazel?
I think that maybe to make this like a little bit, add another layer, I think that maybe Sarah is meeting up with like a childhood friend at this camp and they're like trying to reconnect.
Yay.
Just like maybe something like that. Like not someone who they're super close to, but someone who's like, you know, been a part of their life, but like they're rekindling. And
right.
maybe,
I think that's great.
yeah, and I think something is going to happen to that person, like that's bad. I don't know.
Well, do we
though.
want to say that that's Sally? So like when Sarah and Sally, besties.
Love it.
So just because I do think that she's got to get taken out, the bestie. But I think that it's very helpful that this is a childhood acquaintance that we haven't known and are trying to reconnect with, because then she wouldn't have left when shit hit the fan with the ex and all of her friends took the ex's side.
Right. This is someone like
so this person
before,
wasn't involved in that. Yeah. So that's why we're like, okay, we're going to make friends again. We're going to know her. We're going to meet new people. I like that. And I just think that that would make sense for why you would do like the matching friendship bracelets, to be like, maybe they even did that as kids. And like, as they get closer, they're like, remember when we did this? Just like a cute little thing. And it's like, even though we're older, we're still the same or whatever.
Yeah.
So that I think would work well.
That's
and
good.
Then we still see her making other friends, and the other friends also getting removed from the situation by Hazel.
Yeah. I love it. And I also feel like it, to make it like seem like not so obvious, I feel like Sarah needs to be like very not aware of other people. Like a lot of internal, like I'm thinking about me. And I know that Brock broke his leg yesterday, but like I just met the guy.
That's not related to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unrelated to me.
Right. Like it's just, oh man, we did sign a waiver for that, man. Like that's crazy. You know, like
someone got shot in archery? That's crazy.
What? What?
No, I like that. I think that that's good. And I think we could tie that back into the breakup with the ex. That maybe it was like culminated at like the ex's birthday or whatever, or like important anniversary or some important event for the ex that Sarah forgot about and like didn't think about. And then when the ex confronts her and is like, hey girlie, why do you never show up to things that are about me? And Sarah's very dismissive about it. And so I think that's why the friends don't take her side, because they're like, this is a consistent issue with you, girlie.
Sarah, why? And I also think that like maybe to add like a layer to this, maybe at one point after Sally, like she's life-flighted to Boston. She's hurt herself. Maybe she's not dead. Yeah, she's not dead, because I feel like Sarah would leave if her friend died. But she's gone. But she's like, no, you should stay. Like, this is like your time, blah, blah, blah. And so then maybe Hazel has been like poisoning Sarah enough to like where like she gets sick, and Hazel takes care of her, and they like have this like intimate, lovely time. And like, she's like, man, I was just really wrong about all of this. And maybe like after all of that, then she finds the bracelet.
Yes. I like that. Extra twisted. extra fun. Okay, I love that. I think that that's really good. I like that as the audience, we don't 100% know that like Hazel is a bad person yet because we find that out after. Because I think the audience finds out at the same time that Sarah finds out. And then the audience kind of finds out that everything Hazel was saying was a lie in the epilogue when Hazel makes up the news story for the new Sarah at the new camp.
Delicious.
Interesting. I like it. Okay, wonderful. Very spooky. Sarah, is there anything else you want to add for other Sarah? You don't have to. It can be done if you think it's beautiful and done.
I don't have anything else. It's really speaking to me.
I think it's beautiful. It's wonderful. So I like to end all of my episodes by getting book recommendations from you. So do you feel prepared to answer some book rec questions?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. The first one is the hardest one, and it is, what is your favorite book or series of all time?
And I could only pick one.
You can pick a few. Several people have.
Well,
this is not a serious podcast. There aren't really rules.
Okay. Favorite book of all time is Yerba Buena by Nina LaCour. I love that book. That's like my go-to answer usually. And then, yeah, I'll just stick with that. I love that book. I think it's wonderful.
Okay, great. And then what was the last book, if you rate books, that you rated 5 stars? If you don't rate books, the last book that you loved so much and it sticks with you to this day?
Okay, I do rate books, but I don't take myself too seriously with it, and I will change my mind. And sometimes, like, it's interesting. A book I read, I think last year, is Rainbow Black by Maggie Thrash. It's a psychological thriller. It kind of reminds me of what we just put together, but obviously, this book was like
by a professional, by
yes.
someone who knows what they're doing,
and it was
and not
good.
Just two girls.
I read it in an afternoon at work and it was incredible. And I read it and I was like so taken by it, but I still don't know how to review it. I have no thoughts. I'm just like, what? But like, I recommend. All that to say is I do give books star ratings when I feel like it's obvious, I guess. And my last one was a reread and it was Savor It by Tara DeWitt. I'm rereading it so I can read Left of Forever, which comes out on the 20th of May. Very excited about that. And yeah, it was so much like, I really loved it the first time I read it a couple of years ago, but this time, funnily enough, I really savored it while I was reading it. And it was just so good. I loved it. I was tabbing like every page, multiple pages. I was like, oh my God, this sentence is so good. This one is so good. This one is so good. I love her. I love that book. It's amazing.
Can you give us like 2 sentences or more, it's fine, about like what it's about, like a little bit of the plot?
So this is a small town romance.
Love.
It's set in Spoons, Oregon, which is not to be confused with Forks, Washington. And
I didn't even think of that until you said it out loud.
That's like in the first chapter, like the town people, folks, they're in on it, which I love that. And
okay.
We have our main character, Sage Bird. She loves Spoons. She's grown up there. She lives there. She's awesome. And her new neighbor is this grumpy, very emotionally damaged chef who he's taking over this restaurant that's in town, and it is causing a ruckus in Spoons. Okay. And him and Sage form an alliance to help each other for the summer, and they start fake dating, but it's like very obviously not fake, and they fall for each other so hard, and it's really complicated because he's supposed to leave, and it's just like they love each other so much, and it's so beautiful, and it's also really funny, and it's such a good book. I love it. I'm really bad at talking about books that I like. I'm so sorry.
I feel like I got everything I needed. I heard small town, I heard fake dating, I heard grumpy chef. Like, what more do I need?
Yeah, and he's like, it's not that he's not mean. I feel like sometimes with Grumpy Sunshine, you get like, he's not grumpy, he's the worst. But like, this guy,
he's mean.
He's just like, he's sad, and it's a lot of feelings. But I didn't give anything like major away. But it's so good. It's so good.
And then my last one is, what is your most anticipated book of 2025? Because you are a book influencer, sometimes you get little early copies.
Yes.
Or you're in the know about books coming out.
I am in the know. And I thought about this a lot because you did tell me about this before. I struggle with reading things I'm looking forward to because I want to keep looking forward to that thing. And
Hmm.
so, like, I notoriously don't finish a series. Like, to this
Same.
day, I still haven't read Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert because I don't want it to be over. Like, I
It's
haven't
so
read it
good
yet.
though.
I know, but I just, like,
I
I can't do it.
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
an interconnected standalone I can finish. It's when they're like, I'm following the same people the whole time that I'm like, no, I'm so attached.
Yeah, it's hard. I do this a lot, but I've like gone to events recently. They're the last book in a series, so I've been forced to finish them, and I'm like, I have nothing to be excited about now, which is not true. All that is to say that I really thought about this, and the book that I'm excited for, it's coming out later this year, is The Princess and the PI by Nikki Payne. It is a romantic suspense story. There is like the female main character is this online sleuth amateur. She's nosy, which
Hmm.
me too. And the love interest is like a disgruntled private investigator. And
Okay.
I only read that part of the blurb and then I stopped because I was like, I'll find out later. I can't wait. Like, because I love her books. She is so funny and so clever, and I'm really excited to read it. It's a standalone, so like I feel like I can easily read that whenever I get my hands on it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I've heard wonderful things about Nikki. I have not read any of her books yet, but everything I've ever heard about her has been that she's fantastic.
Oh yeah, her other two books are Austen retellings, and they are so good, and they're so funny. And I actually like feel like with a lot of retellings it's very loosely interpreted,
Hmm.
but with hers like they follow the story very well while still being modern and still being hilarious. Sex Lies and Sensibility was one of my favorite books of last year. I loved it. I think about it all the time, and it was so good. You should read it. It's really good.
I will. Yeah, that's actually on my list. I've heard wonderful things, so I will get on it. Okay.
I have one more though. Is that okay?
Yes, tell me.
Okay. So this is 2026, which I know is wild of me to say this, but I've been waiting for this book to be announced for so long. And now that it's happening, I just need to shout about it. So
Hmm.
Jessica George wrote Mame in 2022, was her debut novel. That book is one of the best books I've ever read. It's a beautiful coming of age story. I don't even want to say anything else. You should just read it. And nothing. I haven't heard a peep about what's next until last week when her next book was announced. And I don't even remember the title, but it comes out, I think, in April of 2026. And it's about like platonic love and friends, and somehow libraries and books are involved. And I just know that this book is going to absolutely destroy me, and I can't wait. And I'm so excited.
Wait, that does sound really good.
Insert the book cover here because I don't remember what it's called, but I cannot wait. She is such a good writer. I'm so ready.
26 is going to be Love by the Book.
I can't wait.
Yes, I think that that sounds good, so I'm excited about that. What would you say is your comfort read?
Okay, so comfort reads. I love an alien romance. I love
Yes.
it. Take me away from this place to a better one. That's like all I want to happen to me. And some of my favorite ones, Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon,
Of
obviously.
course.
Except those, they're a little bit too like outdoorsy for me. Like I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
how I would do on Nothoff because like they are roughing it a
Hmm.
little bit, and I'm like,
Yeah, they sleep in caves.
yeah, I don't know about that. Where's the bathroom? Like I not sure. And then a
Me,
series
anytime I'm reading a historical romance and they're like they're like carriaging or like horse riding for a really long time, and I'm like, where do you pee? What are you doing? How are you taking a shower?
I
And they're
just
like out and being stinky and gross and not having a way to clean themselves and then doing it. And I'm like, ugh.
I think about the smells a lot. Like I have a very sensitive nose, and so I think about this all the time.
Me too. Me too. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What's your other comfort read?
Okay, so my other one is Victoria Aveline's Clickanian series. The first
Hmm.
book is Choosing Theo. It's also like an alien romance. And in this series, women are a very rare commodity. And so these men, they go to husbandry school to take care of their wives. And like their whole society revolves around serving their women. And I'm like,
Yeah, sounds great.
I'm ready. Like, please, let's go.
Take us
Um,
away.
yeah, there's got to be something better out there, right? So I really love those books. And then I am always reading whatever Omegaverse book I come upon on Kindle Unlimited. They bring me a lot of comfort. I love them so much. I
Mm-hmm.
just read an F1 one by Devin Sinclair, Just Drive.
Amazing.
Um, I don't know anything about F1, but
Me
I
either,
do
but I've read a
now.
few. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. I was very, very invested in the sports part of it and also the Omegaverse aspects. It was really good. I was like, this, I love this.
If
I could, it was so good.
I believe that this is real and it's not a fever dream that I had, but I believe that there is a like live action BL Formula One Omegaverse sports like TV show. I swear to you, this is real. Hold on. Let me Google it because I swear this exists in real life. I think it's Thai. Okay, hold on. Omegaverse
Oh, this is so
Formula
exciting.
One TV show.
Oh my goodness, I
I
didn't know this
swear this
existed.
exists.
That's amazing. I hope you're right.
It's Pit Babe, the series. It is real.
This is excellent.
Oh my god, I haven't seen it. The cover looks amazing. It's 2023. Oh my god, let me just read you the description. It's rated 7.7 out of 10 on Drama List, which is like pretty good. It says Charlie wants to be a race car driver, but he doesn't have a race car of his own. The only solution he comes up with is to make a bizarre agreement with the king of the raceway, Babe, nicknamed Pit Babe. Even stranger, Babe agrees to help Charlie realize his dream. Tell me more about how this is Omegaverse, though. Hold on.
Yeah,
I swear it is, because I think I watched like a video about it.
this is
Hold
amazing.
on.
It's like every now
Yes,
and then,
okay.
oh,
Yes, this story is apparently part of what's called the Omegaverse. This is a review about a person who didn't like the show, but that's okay. This story is apparently part of what's called the Omegaverse, which I had no knowledge of and had to go poking around the internet to get even a basic understanding of what it all meant. That's why you don't like the show. Okay, that was a major strike against this series. You can't expect people to know the Omegaverse. You can't expect people to have necessarily read the source materials, so there needs to be some kind of explanation woven into the story to at least give a general idea of what's going on. As frustrating as it all was, I eventually just went with it, as I had no intention of doing a lot of extra research that I shouldn't have to do in the first place. And then it says the last 10 minutes or so are mainly just NSFW scenes or cute scenes between the two main couples.
sounds about right.
So I haven't seen it. It is a Thai BL, and I will watch it because I can't believe there is a real live action Omegaverse, and I need to see it.
That's amazing. We need more of those. It's like, I don't know if you ever see those like ads on your For You page that are like
I do.
I'm in my heat, blah blah blah. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm always scared to click because I'm like, my phone already knows I am into this stuff. I'm like, I don't want to make it worse, but also like tell me more about this. Like these like
It's like
shorts, like I don't
It's an
know what
app
it is.
that you have to pay to use, but yes, I am aware of exactly which ads you're talking about. And I also watch the full ad and I'm like, tell me more about this story. And it's
I'm like,
always like a very daytime TV acted series.
well, I mean, Omegaverse, like, whenever someone asks me to explain it, I just send that meme of the guy who's like, on all levels except physical, I'm a wolf.
I am a wolf.
Like, that literally, that's pretty much all you need to know.
Yeah. There are shifter Omegaverse though as well.
Yeah, those are fun. Those are fun.
I believe Pit Babe is non-shifter Omegaverse though. If anybody's watching Pit Babe, incredible. Now I'm
Excellent.
like, I gotta watch this.
I
Okay,
know, I want to watch it too.
we can do a buddy watch. I might be okay. It's a TV show, 13 episodes.
Excellent.
It's rated T for teen, 13 and up, which surprises me about the scenes that the commenter said.
Yeah,
We'll
like,
never know. Maybe they're really censored. I don't know. We'll have to watch it and I'll report back and let you know. Listeners, tune in next week and I will let you know. That's not true. These are recorded out of order. So I will tell you for the next week of recorded, but who knows when that will. I think that that's a perfect place for us to wrap up. So that was If It Was a Book. If you have a story that you would like to submit for me and a guest to potentially rewrite as a book, you can do so at ifitwasabook@gmail.com. I also now have a website, ifitwasabook.com. I made it myself. I still don't really understand how it works, but I have it. And you can submit things through that. You can listen to episodes through that, but it's just linked to Spotify. So you can listen to episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get podcasts. New episodes come out every Monday. This is also a video podcast. If you want to watch it with your eyeballs and see our beautiful bookshelves, you can do so. If you'd like to follow the podcast, we are at If It Was a Book on Instagram and on TikTok. I think we're also on Threads because we're on Instagram. If you'd like to follow me, the host, I am on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Wicked Reads. The video episodes are under the at Wicked Reads YouTube account. And then, Sarah, how can listeners find you if they want to see more?
Yes, so I am Sarah's Bookstacks on Instagram and TikTok and Threads and Storygraph. If you want to follow my book reviews that might have a star rating, might have a sentence or two. It just depends. You never know. I love a really weird niche review. And yeah, that's where I am.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to, you can leave a rating on the podcast. You can also leave a comment just to let us know that you like it. And if you don't like it, why? Thank you for tuning in, and you can hear more next week.